pastors to share with us their wealth of experience so that we channel our lives based on what we are going to be learning from them. It's a pleasure welcoming you on board the program today, and as usual we have a very, very important guest on the program. My name is Bumi Babanoni, welcoming you on board the program. Today I have with me a popular classroom teacher, a veteran labor leader, human rights activist, turned legal practitioner, an author and a publisher. It's a great pleasure welcoming Barrister Comrade Elijah Olubuade Abiala, popularly known as Comrade Olu Abiala, to the program for today. It's a pleasure having you on the program, sir.
Thank you very much.
I'm indeed honored having you.
Considering us worthy of being described as important, distinguished, and whatever.
You are. Because I'm sure at least now viewers, yes.
A Rabu Rausa comrade and a last supper lawyer.
Oh dear, well, even that, you have combined a lot of attributes, a lot of, you have so much going for you.
Thank God for His grace.
Where you started from, during the labor days, your role as an activist. I'm sure a lot of people will really be interested in getting to know more about you. So we are going to be starting from there. Want to get to know you. Who is Comrade Olu Abiala? So tell us, sir, about your background.
Of my many names, Elijah Olu Abiala is most popular.
Okay. But that Olubuade, I'm still going to ask, what's the meaning?
But I'm also Aremu Oladiti.
Okay.
Something spectacular, something honorable, something distinguished must have happened to a family that is bereaved, that is mourning, that is disappointed, that is feeling regretful. Okay. It is a period when the family, I think, felt, yes, this child that is coming at this time is a symbol for which we must praise the Lord. Definitely God is reigning in our family. God is reigning in our life. That is simply the names. Of course, you know the name Elijah, it's a biblical name, the firefighter. What you will also not know is the name Abiala, because it's one name that people misinterpret one way or the other. Some said it's somebody Bisinuala, born within the boundary of the farm. Somebody will say Abisala. That is called Abiala, Abisinuala for Fogbo. And by interpretation, born in purity.
Okay.
I was born to the family of a late Samuel Amale Abiala, my father, and Abigail Olatodun Abiala, my mother. Yakinele local government area of Oyo State. And my mother I was born in October 1953.
Okay.
Which date was a product of gesture. It was not quite written. I can't imagine, because those who were born before me had their date of birth written. Those who came after me had their date of birth written. But what happened was that they said I was 29 years older than somebody whose birth was written. And somebody calculated 29.
Okay.
And arrived at 19. When I grew old and when the Yoruba said Jometa, that is 2 days. When they say Jomejo, which is a week, is 7 days. 8th of October 1953. I also had my primary education in that village. The school was called the Ibadan Joint Education Board, Alade, from primary 1 to 6. Quite strangely, I finished the primary 6 in 1966. Successfully.
Why?
Obviously, because maybe my parents didn't know what to do with me after my primary 6.
Okay. So when they didn't want you to just stay at home.
Yes. So I repeated primary 6 in 1967. Well, one would think that by 1967 they would have decided on what next for this boy. So he couldn't decide. So I stayed with my father in his farm throughout 1968. And I'd become almost a master farmer. Making heaps, plucking cocoa and kola nut, harvesting cocoa, masterfully, so to say. So when we went to local authority teachers training college and finished in 1964. He died that same year.
Oh dear.
He died that same year. It was a terrible thing that happened in the village. And you know the culture and the environment under which we grew. Oh, they must have seen his star. That's why they killed him.
Okay.
So when that brother came suggesting to him that I should be allowed to go to school, it was like, oh, you also want this one to go and die. I won't allow him to die. And I won't take your suggestion, which will eventually lead to the sad end of somebody I had earlier sent to secondary school. So he resisted it. But that brother kept persisting. He kept persisting. When he became unyielding, he now used a decoy, maybe local diplomacy, and asked my father, okay, even if he will not go, let's justify us by allowing him to even go and write the exam. So if he didn't pass, then he will have escaped any blame. Thank God I wrote the Iroko Community Grammar School exam. And of about 50 that wrote that exam, I was on number 15th.
Wow.
So which means I passed very well.
Definitely.
So after seeing me pass the exam, the emissary started coming to my father, pleading with him and praying with him that this one will reluctantly. Iroko Community Grammar School, finishing in 1973. The school, we virtually belong to the pioneer class, post-secondary school, HSC schools. There were only 2 university graduates among our teachers, the principal and the vice principal. And that was the team that led us through secondary school. So we couldn't make our paper brilliantly for our West African School Certificate examination. So what happened? Maybe a look at our own time, Obasanjo started universal primary education system and introduced a crash program of teachers training. So we benefited from that crash program of teachers training college, which saw me becoming a student of Wesley College, Ibadan. And after the Wesley College in 1974-75 in Ogun State. So by 1977, Oyo State was created. Was it Oyo State that was created? Ogun State was created, and I guess also. So we were brought back to Oyo State, and I was posted to ICC School 2 Eleta. From ICC, I went in 1989 and 1981. I graduated as a diploma in adult education and development, adult education and community development. I didn't wait. I only taught for 3 months because we were on study leave without pay. After diploma, I resumed back my teaching at CAC Grammar School. And by December that year, I had already gained admission to read the Bachelor of Education in Adult Education and Political Science. So after my Bachelor of Education in Adult Education and Political Science, I served my NYC at now Delta State College of Education, Agbo. College of Education, Agbo. And after my College of Education, teacher. And by 1980, established Agency for Adult and Non-Formal Education as Adult Education Officer 3. So by 1990, an advertisement was placed for admin officer, admin secretary of Nigerian Union of Teachers Oyo State Wing. I applied and I was lucky. I'm from Oyo State Agency for Adult and Non-Formal Education under the governor's office. I left for the Nigerian Union of Teachers in 1990. By 1995, 1996, I had become the secretary of the state wing of Nigerian Union of Teachers, where the battle started.
But, sir, have you always seen yourself as an activist? You know, did you just come by it by chance?
I did not see myself as an activist, clearly enough, sufficiently enough. But there were certain traits in me that later made it dawn on me. I mean, could this be an endowment from someone? When I was very young, not knowing who I was, the elderly ones in the village that I were even unknown to the owners of the language. So they saw me as somebody who could be gifted in English language, and that's the name they called me. At that time, I used to write my brothers in the city. I didn't write them in Yoruba. I used to write them in English. So when they relate,